welcome back to the channel. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I haven't even started getting ready for the day yet, but I'm about to. But something was going through my mind. We know Gypsy has moved, right? The place where she is living is now up for rent. But the thing is, do you remember Case coming out and saying that the family bought a house in Georgia? I believe that house was supposed to be maybe a hunting lodge or something like that. But that's pretty interesting to me. Something else is interesting. In Gypsy's live, she said that she was moving to Hammond. But if you could remember a few times back when she had her new besties on there, that I think was supposed to be some of her new neighbors or something like that. Well, they do not live in Hammond. They live in Gonzales. And we already know, we talked about, I think Gypsy may be moving to Gonzales. But where did she move? Where did she move? Because the weird thing about it is to rent any apartment that you rent, you have to go through credit and background checks. And I do know this. I work in the industry. And with Gypsy's background, with her criminal background, there's no way any company would allow her to be on a lease. Not only that, most leases, which I know in Tennessee, but I would think that it would be kind of like that anywhere, that any adult living in the household has to be on a lease. Not only do they have to be on the lease, they all have to have a criminal background done. Because I always thought that was weird when she moved in. Remember when she moved in with Ryan at his apartment? She talked about this on her show, how the office was throwing a fit because she needed to be put on the lease. And she was like, there's no way they're going to let me live here. Well, that's true. In actuality, when she was living with Ryan, they were breaking their lease because she was not on the lease. Most leases and apartments says that you can have guests to come stay with you, but they cannot stay more than 7 days. The only way that she could actually legally rent somewhere would have to be from somebody. It would have to be from one person, because there's no way a company would actually let her lease with her background. And that's why she'll probably be paying more for rent, because she has to do an individual. Guys, what do y'all think about that? Because even if you have somebody co-signing, there's no way that a property management company would let a murderer on a lease, just because that is, you have to make sure that the people that live in that community is safe. And you as a property manager, you have to take care of the property, but you in some sorts have to take care of the well-being of the people in that community. So to me, that's weird. Why wouldn't she just buy? That would be her best thing. And from when I looked up Gonzales, it looked like it's a really nice, really, really nice suburb. And I just can't see her going through a background check and being allowed to rent. Just weird. Because, I mean, I don't know. I was thinking about that. But why wouldn't she buy? Instead of talking about IVF and all this other stuff, buying a $2,000 wig, why wouldn't you just buy a house? That way you can make sure that you have a home. I would think that that would be your number one thing to buy with your money. Guys, tell me what you think.